got a year 2. Now, as you can see, I'm now sporting a lovely cork hat. This week, you are going to have a go at making your own cork hat. You don't need to worry too much. If you've got a straw hat or even a cap like this, anything that you've got at home will do. Or you can even just get a strip of card from your cereal box and use that. I've just borrowed this one from reception, so it's got a picture of one of the goats on it, but you could use that as your hat. You're going to need a drill if you have one. If you haven't got a drill, you may need to find another way of getting a hole into a cork. You could use a pencil, nice and sharp, or you could use a plastic needle, or ask someone at home if they will help you. But I thought this fits in with using a drill. So you may need someone to hold it with you, but put your cork on the table, you put your drill in, and you have to push down. So I'm holding onto my handle, and then I'm going to turn. Now you can see that my cork will move, but if you've got a grown-up, your grown-up can hold your cork. Now, Mrs. Deans has just come to help me, but if I push, I can drill all the way down. Now, I'm not going to keep on going because then I will go through to the table and I'll end up with a cork on the table. But I've drilled so that I've got a hole at the top and at the bottom. Get a needle, thread it with whatever you've got at home, string if it's not too thick, or a piece of wool. You're then going to get your needle, put it in the hole that you have drilled, and push it all the way through. Now be careful, because if you've used a metal needle, it will be sharp. Take the end and just slowly pull it through. Now you want to have enough string that you have got enough to hang from whatever your hat is going to be. So adjust it, and then using your scissors, you're going to cut. I just want to take my needle off, put that somewhere safe, and then I'm going to tie a knot. So I tie a knot by wrapping it around my finger. So I've got a little loop like that. I'm going to tuck that in here, pull it through, and then I'll just double knot it just to make sure that it's nice and secure. Your grown-up will help you with a knot if you can't do it. Pop it down so it stays on, and then you've got to decide how you're going to attach this to your hat. So if this was my hat, I may hole punch if I've got one. I may use sellotape to stick it. I might even, if I've got a material hat, sew it on. But this is my hat, I've got my string, I've got my cork, and if I just swap this lovely hat, for another, I've got that on, and I can pop my lovely cork hat on. Okay, have a good go, it'll be great fun. Oh, now I've messed up my hair, year 2s, honestly. So, your science this week, you're going to continue thinking about plants. If, like me, you've been planting outside, now's the time to see the fruits of your labour. I have already got a courgette that started to grow, my cucumber is getting fatter, so keep observing your plants. You are going to think about how you keep your plants healthy. It's been really sunny, and although plants need the sun too much and they will get burned, I've suggested reading The Last Seed or Christopher Nibbles. You may know, or your grown-up may know, a film called The Lorax. It's a Dr. Seuss film. It's all about saving the last plant. See if you can find it to watch it, and just keep observing those flowers. Your Art and D this week, you are going to create a tile. A tile is a square that you would use to tile your kitchen. You might have tiles on the wall, you might have tiles on the floor. You are going to design your own this week. We're going to be thinking about under the sea, so think about a way of getting those waves. How might you make that lovely pattern on your tile? Have you got some tools at home? You could use a fork. You could use a lid of a pen. Think about what you've got at home. You might need to design a fish or two as well. Think really carefully about what you'd like before you start. Now, if you don't want to do that, or you've got plenty of time, I thought you might like to make an aquarium that you can eat. You can go to the shop and get jelly. You can buy blue sparkly jelly, or you can get some gelatin and blue food colouring and dye your own. If you don't eat jelly and you need a vegetarian version, look in the shops because you can get it, but you will need to add food colouring as well, and maybe a little bit of orange squash or blackcurrant squash just to give it a little bit of flavour. If you pop to the shops, see if you can get some fish. I went shopping over the holidays and I could find some sour fish that you can put in your aquarium. They make you do that a little bit. And there are shells that maybe you could put in the bottom as well. Make up your jelly with your fish and your shells in, put it in the fridge for an hour or two, and then you've got your tea. Okay, so you're computing this week. We're carrying on being games testers. This week, you're going to use a project called DJ Scratch Cat. Your link is on your planning for you. Follow the instructions to hear the DJ Cat. What improvements could you make? If you don't have a computer, remember algorithms are a good way to work things out fairly. Finish this algorithm to share 20 sweets between you and your friend. One for you, one for me. I wonder, can you create it with a loop? Do you remember last week we said rather than saying 1, 1, 1, 1, you could write the word repeat. You could also think about putting it on a loop so that it goes round and round and round. Now lastly, we've got PSHE. We're continuing with our mindfulness. You need to think really carefully about taking time for yourself. When we're in school, we use a chime bar at the beginning and end of a lesson. It's about taking the time to sit and listen. Can you hear the sound of that chime for as long as possible? You have to really concentrate. You may want to do some cosmic yoga. You may want to just lay on the ground, looking up at the clouds, one of my favourite activities, and see what the clouds look like to you. But it's about taking time just to slow your breathing down and relax. Your RE this week is important people. Who are the important people in your lives? Can you create a list with the faces and names of the important people in your life? It could be someone from school, a teacher that you like, or an after-school club leader, maybe a childminder, obviously mum, dad, nan, granddad, but there may be other people in the community too, church leaders, police, doctors. Who do you feel is important in your life at the moment? I don't know about you year 2, but at the moment I think the people that are important to us are all those nurses and doctors that are working so hard to keep us safe. Enjoy your learning this week, year 2s, and I'll see you soon. Good day, mate.